The teasers dropped, the fandom went silent, and in an instant, the entire K-pop world was turned completely upside down.
Yeah, it was wild.
Welcome to Starscope K-Report. Join Eric and Minji as they ride the Hallyu wave, uncovering the biggest K-pop comebacks, shocking industry controversies, and major K-drama updates.
From internet-breaking rumors to historic chart milestones, we dive deep into the world of Korean entertainment.
And before we jump in, if you love staying updated on your favorites, make sure you subscribe to Starscope K-Report. We've got even bigger scoops ahead.
Yes, definitely hit that subscribe button so you never miss a KT update.
So today's deep dive is based on a headline that is just dominating the timeline right now. Her career is over in one night. Ha-young's family secrets destroy her.
It sounds like a movie title, but it's really happening.
Right. It is entirely real. We are looking at a situation where a single television appearance basically unraveled decades of carefully constructed family history.
Yeah, and it derailed a rising star's career in, what, a matter of days?
Literally days. So let's unpack this. Our mission today is to figure out how a casual boast on a variety show turned into an internet-breaking scandal. We've got official agency statements, historical archives, broadcast schedules, and even Netflix streaming data to look at.
There's a lot to get through.
It is. So let's start with the catalyst, August 7th.
Okay.
33-year-old actress Ha-young, whose real name is Ahn Ha-young, is a guest on the KBS show Problem Child In-House.
Right, which is usually a super safe, fun environment.
Exactly. It's public broadcasting. You go on, you play some games, you charm the audience. And usually in K-entertainment, flexing a prestigious family background is a massive PR win, right?
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
It establishes you as having this elite, respectable pedigree. It boosts your visuals and your whole aura. Fans eat that up.
Right. They love a wealthy, smart bias. So during the interview, Ha-young proudly brags that she comes from 4 generations of doctors.
Which is huge in South Korea.
Massive. And she specifically highlights her great-grandfather. She says he went to Japan to study Western medicine, came back, opened the very first private Western clinic in Seoul, and was so renowned that he even treated Emperor Gojong.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, to the average viewer, this sounds incredible.
Like a historical K-drama plot right there.
Exactly. But why did this seemingly innocent moment of family pride completely blow up in her face?
Well, you have to look at the historical context. If you were listening outside of Korea, you really have to understand the sensitivity around the timeline she's talking about.
The colonial period.
Right. 1910 to 1945, the Japanese colonial era, is not just ancient history. The cultural trauma of forced assimilation, the erasure of the Korean language, it is still so deeply embedded in the society.
Yeah.
So when you go on national TV and boast about your family gaining massive wealth and elite status, during that exact 35-year window, the public instantly thinks, wait a minute.
Right, like how did you get permission to do that?
Exactly. How did your family build a monopoly when the rest of the country was suffering?
And this is where the internet sleuths strike. I mean, domestic K-nets do not play around.
No, they do not.
They took those breadcrumbs she dropped and went straight to the National Institute of Korean History's digitized archives.
Which is wild that it's all digitized now.
Yeah, anyone can look it up. And what they found was just staggering.
Yeah, it wasn't just medicine.
Oh, they identified her great-grandfather as Ahn Sang-ho. And yes, in 1902, he was the first Korean to get a Japanese medical license.
Okay, so that part was true.
That part was true, but the records also showed he was an active collaborator.
Oh, man.
Yeah. He was on the 1916 counselor roster for this group called the Daejeong Friendship Association, or the Daejeong Friendship Association.
And for context, that association is basically a roster of the most notorious pro-Japanese collaborators in Korean history.
Right.
Like Yi Wan-yong was in that group.
And Yi Wan-yong is widely viewed as the ultimate traitor, right? The architect of handing over Korean sovereignty.
Exactly. So finding out your ancestor was a counselor alongside him is, well, it's devastating.
It's like finding out your beloved ancestor was a high-ranking henchman for a historical supervillain, and you just bragged about him on TV.
It's the ultimate backfire.
But wait till you hear what netizens uncovered next, because it gets worse.
No, I know. The newspaper article.
The Maeil Sinbo article from December 1918.
Yeah, and the Maeil Sinbo was the official propaganda newspaper of the colonial government.
Right, so if you're in it, they're using you as a model subject. And in this article, Ahn Sang-ho is quoted boasting that his family was completely assimilated.
Wow.
He says they wore Japanese clothes, he married a Japanese woman, and he strictly banned the Korean language at home.
Banning the language in your own home. That is, to modern K-nets, that is an unforgivable betrayal of the culture.
Totally. And the family secrets just kept spilling out. According to the sources, Ahn Sang-ho actually saved the life of Yi Wan-yong after an assassination attempt.
Wait, an independence fighter tried to take him out and the great-grandfather saved him?
Yes. He intervened medically, and the sources also allege his marriage was match-made by Ku Yeon-su.
Oh my gosh. Ku Yeon-su is the guy who supervised the burning of Empress Myeongseong's body.
Yes.
That is dark. That is so deeply tied to the darkest parts of the occupation.
And it didn't stop there. They looked at her grandfather, too, Ahn Ha-young. He was a medical professor who worked at Sorokdo National Hospital in the late 40s and 50s.
And Sorokdo was where leprosy patients faced horrific human rights abuses, right?
Yeah. Forced isolation, medical experiments. Now, the sources do note there's no proof her grandfather was directly involved in the abuses.
Right. We have to be clear about that. It's just the association.
But coming right after the great-grandfather reveals, it was just too much for the public. It painted this really grim picture of their medical dynasty.
And what's fascinating here is how the digital age changes everything. Because Knitz even dug up an op-ed from 2002.
Oh, yeah, written by Ha-young's father.
Yeah. Her dad wrote this piece for the Jungang Ilbo, claiming his grandfather founded early medical education in Korea. And for 20 years, no one checked it.
Right, because who's going to go physically dig through paper archives in 2002?
Exactly. But today, netizens debunked it in hours. They found out the actual pioneer was a guy named Kim Ik-nam, while Ahn Sang-ho had actively refused government orders to return and educate, choosing collaboration instead.
So the family basically stole another historical figure's credit.
That's what it looks like to the public, yeah.
So with all this blowing up, how did the agency handle it? Because a good agency statement is make or break in K-pop and K-dramas.
Oh, they totally botched it.
Yeah. Her agency, Bistis Entertainment, came out and initially denied everything. They called the claims, quote, groundless.
Which is the worst possible move. When netizens are literally posting photos of the 1916 roster and the 1918 newspaper, you cannot just say it's groundless.
Right. You're calling the receipts fake when they are digitized National Archives?
It just poured gasoline on the fire. It made the agency look like they were covering up historical treason.
So the backlash multiplied, and they had to walk it back. A few days later, on August 11th and 12th, Ha-young posted a handwritten apology on her Instagram.
The classic handwritten apology letter.
Yep. She admitted her ignorance. She said she unintentionally caused controversy because she honestly thought her great-grandfather's history was a point of pride. She just didn't know the dark truth.
And honestly, the public didn't really buy it because of the agency's initial denial. The apology felt forced.
Right. And this leads us to the on-set meltdown. Because on August 13th, she's filming her upcoming SBS drama, The Long Shot Trial, also known as There's a Chance of Winning.
Right.
And the pressure clearly breaks her. She breaks down in tears on set.
Oh,
yeah, she halted production for several hours. The crew even had to cancel a birthday celebration they had planned for her. The whole set was just totally derailed.
And of course, that leaked immediately to the press.
Everything leaks. But wait, let me play devil's advocate for a second.
Okay.
Isn't it completely understandable that she'd be trying? I mean, she's 33, her career is taking off, and her entire family identity, this legacy she was raised to be proud of, just flipped upside down and became a national scandal.
Yeah, on a human level, totally. Yeah. It's a massive psychological shock.
Right. I'd be a mess, too.
But you have to look at how the domestic Knets view it. In Korea, halting a multi-million-dollar production schedule because of your personal controversy is seen as a huge burden on the crew.
Ah, right.
They called it an abuse of power. Like she was making her historical ancestors' crimes about her own tears.
Wow, so the public had zero sympathy.
Pretty much. And if you compare it to other celebs who had similar pro-Japanese ancestor scandals, like Kang Dong-won or Lee Jae-myung, they handled it totally differently.
How so?
They issued very sincere, quiet apologies. They took time to reflect. They didn't cause on-set melodrama that held up hundreds of working crew members.
I see. So it's about professionalism in the face of the scandal.
Exactly. Knets respect quiet accountability.
Well, speaking of that SBS drama, here's where it gets really interesting, and the irony is just off the charts.
Oh, the character she's playing.
Yes. So, The Long Shot Trial is a remake of a Japanese show called Legal V, and Ha-young is cast as a rookie lawyer. But she's not just any lawyer. The character is this exceptionally passionate, righteous attorney driven by a strong sense of justice. She fights the corrupt elites.
You cannot make this up.
the descendant of a wealthy colonial collaborator playing a champion of justice against the elite.
The Keynets were having a field day with that irony.
And it gets worse. The scheduling is a total nightmare. The drama is slated to premiere on February 26, 2027.
Wait, February 26?
Yes, exactly 3 days before Korea's March 1st Independence Movement Day.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That is the worst possible timing.
Right. March 1st is one of the most patriotic holidays, honoring the people who fought and died, protesting the exact colonial regime her great-grandfather collaborated with.
SBS must be panicking.
Yeah.
Airing that show the same week as the holiday. Netizens are furious.
They are, but SBS is trapped. The sources say 90% of the drama is already filmed. They can't just recast her and reshoot it without losing tens of billions of won.
Wow. So they just had to eat the loss in ratings, probably.
Yeah, and meanwhile, the industry fallout for her personally is swift. Her brand ads for clothing and electronics were quietly made private.
A classic stealth drop.
Yeah. Her interviews are canceled, and KBS even suspended the reruns of that Problem Child in House episode. She was basically being erased from domestic broadcasts.
But then you look at the international streaming numbers, and it is a completely different universe.
Yes. This is the paradox of modern cancellation. We have to talk about her Netflix show, Our Sticky Love.
The rom-com with Jung Hae-in.
Exactly. While she's being canceled in Korea, this show hits #1 globally among non-English shows on Netflix.
No way. #1 globally.
Yes, 7.5 million views. It hit #1 in 26 different countries during the exact same week her domestic career is imploding.
That is just wild. But it makes sense, right? International fans don't have the context of the 1910 colonial period. They don't read Keynets forums. They just see a cute rom-com and a pretty actress.
Exactly. And the algorithm doesn't care about morals. Her Instagram followers didn't drop. They actually increased by 200,000.
Wait, she gained followers during a massive scandal.
Yes, she's up to 1.24 million now. Because the algorithm sees this huge spike in search traffic from people looking up the controversy, and it just pushes her profile to more international Netflix viewers.
So she's losing all her domestic goodwill, but gaining a global fandom. That is such a bizarre dichotomy.
It really is. It's like two parallel realities. And later in the episode, we'll talk about the viral website this whole thing spawned, but this just shows how fragmented the Hallyu wave can be.
Totally.
So let's shift gears a bit, because this single celebrity scandal didn't just stay in the entertainment bubble. It actually triggered a nationwide genealogical reckoning.
Yeah, the collaborator scanner.
Exactly. This new website went completely viral in Korea. It's called the Pro-Japanese Collaborator Scanner.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, it really shows how deep the historical trauma goes.
Right. So how it works is you go to the site, you type in your surname, and then you enter your Bongwon.
The Bongwon, which is your ancestral clan origin. It's super important in Korean culture.
Yeah, it traces your patrilineal descent back to a specific geographic location. So the scanner takes your Bongwon and cross-references it against the government databases.
The list of independence activists and the list of the 1,006 designated pro-Japanese collaborators.
Right. So people are suddenly searching their own families. And when you search Ha-young's clan, the Sun-hong-an clan, the results really show how complicated this all is.
Yeah, it's not black and white at all.
Not at all, because her clan produced 25 recognized independence activists, including Ahn Jung-gun, who is a massive national hero.
Right, he assassinated the former Japanese resident general. He's a legend.
But that same clan, that exact same Bongwon, also has 3 pro-Japanese figures, including Ahn Sang-ho, the great-grandfather, and Ahn Ik-tae, who ironically composed the Korean national anthem.
Wow. So you have national heroes and collaborators in the exact same family tree.
Exactly. And the creators of the website made sure to highlight a critical constitutional point about this, because they don't want people starting witch hunts against their neighbors, you know?
Right.
They cite Article 13, Clause 3 of the South Korean Constitution, which strictly prohibits guilt by association.
Which is such an important nuance. A clan can have hundreds of thousands of members. You can't blame someone living today for what someone with the same last name did 100 years ago.
Legally and personally, descendants bear 0 responsibility for their ancestors' actions. The Constitution is very clear on that.
But the court of public opinion doesn't always care about the Constitution.
No, it doesn't, especially when K-pop and K-drama fans feel betrayed by the image an idol or actor projected.
Yeah, when you try to use that history for clout, you open yourself up to the judgment.
So, to summarize this whole deep dive, this is essentially a cautionary tale. A PR flex collided with unhealed historical trauma, and it was amplified by the speed of internet sleuthing.
Yeah, in the digital age, history is never truly buried.
No, it's not. Public figures are held to complex, multi-generational moral standards now. So what does this all mean for the future of the industry?
Well, this raises an important question, and I think it's something everyone needs to grapple with.
Yeah, I want to leave the listener with something to chew on. Because if we culturally agree that guilt by association is wrong, which the Constitution clearly states, should society still hold descendants accountable if they actively profit from the wealth, the elite education, and the social standing that was built by their ancestors' historical betrayals?
That is the million-dollar question.
Right, like where is the line between inherited privilege and inherited guilt? It's a heavy thought.
It really is.
Well, you've been listening to Starscope K-Report, where Eric and Minji bring you the stories shaping K-pop, K-dramas, and the global Hallyu wave. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.